According to my clock, it's just 6:30. Ah, hi, Felice.
My apologies. I was having difficulty connecting.
Yeah, well, happens to the best of us. Don't ask about my computer problems today. Thank God I have a young son. I was on the phone with him all day. He finally straightened out my computer.
Excellent.
Yeah, in Massachusetts. Yeah. Doesn't matter.
Oh,
The young ones understand all this stuff.
it's six after 6:30. Should we get started, or we want to wait for more people to
Yeah,
join?
John, you can do your thing while
Great.
we're waiting.
Welcome. Good evening. It's your first time joining us. You notice you're all muted and may mute out throughout the meeting, except for the co-chairs and speakers as we move through the agenda. Following presentation, as we move through the agenda, the co-chairs will call on members of the public wishing to speak. You can participate by pressing the raise hand feature button on below and bottom of your screen, not the wave or thumbs up feature, as those will disappear, and only press the raise hand feature once. If you press the second time, it will go back down. If you're calling on your phone, press *9 to raise your hand and *6 to unmute yourself. Be on the lookout for a prompt ask you confirm the muting once the co-chairs call on you. The chat is also available to tech support only and not to ask questions to co-chairs, so they will not see the chat. If you're using an older version of Zoom, you would have to go to the React menu, Parse It menu, or a button where it says More, where you will find the raise hand feature there. If you plan to speak during the meeting, please make sure to rename yourself to your first and last name for our record. Please do not wave your actual hand or raise your hand at the screen as we have to see you, and chat me to technical support.
Thanks, John. Judy, do you want to kick it off?
Sure. Hi. I'm welcome to the Parks Committee of Community Board 8. I'm Judy Schneider, co-chair, and
I'm Felice Farber, the other co-chair.
I'd just like to make a couple of announcements before we start with our first item. We will not be meeting in December. We don't normally meet in December, so we're skipping that month. In January, we have a one-item agenda. We have Rupert Park, and I know everybody is the people from the 90s. Everybody has been very eager and waiting to hear about that. And the Parks Department will come to give us a complete update on Rupert Park. Okay, should we wait, Felice, a little longer to see if anyone else shows up, or should I start with 24 Sycamores?
I think we can get started.
Okay, John, could you put the picture up on the screen?
Yes. See it right now?
Nothing yet. There you go. Okay, folks. The reason we're doing 24 Sycamores Park tonight is that some of you may not have been at the full board meeting where we got this drawing like a couple of hours before the meeting, and the community board approved these changes to the park, which is different than what the Parks Committee approved in September. That was voted down by the full board. In October, they approved these changes, and I'm going to read you 12 items that they've written to me about these changes. The Parks Committee actually was terrific. They did everything that the community residents asked for, except for one, and I'll tell you about that one when I get to it. Okay, so let's start. There are 2 bucket swings for toddlers have been added for a total of 4 bucket swings. John, maybe if you have a cursor, you can point, to the bucket swings. I don't have a cursor on my computer. That line on the bottom is the swing line.
There, yes.
Okay. The design maintains the 2-strap and the 1 ADA swing as well, for a grand total of 7 swings compared to the existing 4. However, to do this, we had to lower the height of the swings from 7 feet to 7 feet from 8 feet to maintain good circulation around the restroom building. And keep in mind that the Parks Department has to obey the OSHA laws when it comes to putting in swings and the space around them. Item 2, the adjacent seating. Right. The adjacent seating area has been reduced, but not entirely eliminated, and continues to provide a place for birthdays, seniors, board games, etc. That is more sheltered than the seating area with the tables in the lower part near 61st Street. At the very top at 61st Street, you can see there are more tables and chairs. And that allowed us to get the extra swings by reducing that to 2 there. The basketball court sidelines now align with the pickleball court sidelines to help simplify. This also provides for a wider arc from which basketball players can practice full-length 3-point shots. Court lines are now shown in different colors for each of the sports to better represent the plan. However, we will continue, that is Parks, the optimal colors for handling intersections and overlaps. The basketball key and pickleball kitchen areas, that's the blue, the kitchen, are now different colors as well to further improve clarity. Those colors may even change again when the actual park is being built. And this is the one item that we talked about that they could not complete. Parks studied changing the orientation of the pickleball courts to north-south, but due to the need to stand at least 8 feet back from the baseline in pickleball, it was not workable. Players could end up bumping into the fences and players into the basketball half courts during the normal course of play. Also, we would need to take additional space from the 5 to 7 play area in order not to have the hoops directly over the pickleball courts, where they would interfere with lob shots. Even so, there was a chance they would interfere with certain less common shots. Thus, the pickleball courts remain oriented east to west on the plan. And you can see the plan on the left side of the screen. There's a 16-foot fence there near the pickleball and basketball courts. And what they were afraid of was that if they reverse them, people would be running into the fences and injure themselves. And Parks would not build anything that could result in injury to the players or the people using it. So that was the one thing that the community asked for that they could not do. The steel tree pit guards on York Avenue have been omitted to help offset increasing costs. In any case, we have found evidence that the trees are in danger of being struck by vehicles, likely due to the no standing sign, light pole, and bus stop, along with the substantial curb. We continue to show the expansion of the pits to improve the tree health. The swing reconfiguration has necessitated the relocation of a tree to a place where it is likely to provide more shade to the 2 to 5 play area. So they took a tree out of the swing area and they put it in near the play area. We still have 24 sycamore trees, or we will have when it's finished. Further research is underway regarding the inclusion of non-invasive, manageable vines on the back fence. And further research is underway on the feasibility of having a panel lineup on a rack, a marked place on the pavement, or some other method along the fence line to hang all the paddles, pickleball paddles, as was requested by the players. The play equipment has been updated to reflect improvements made by the manufacturer that came after the meeting, including added play value, more overhead shade, improved circulation, and more. The teen-oriented fitness area, which has been developed further for constructability, circulation, and compliance with regulations. Yeah, that's the area, right? That whole blue area. And light poles, light pole locations have been updated, responding to DEP feedback on placement proximity due to their underground assets and further adjusted for safety coverage. These are still preliminary placements pending engineering review. I mean, this is the basic plan, but they're still working on the plan. And I don't remember if the prior plan had this or not, but on the other side of the basketball wall, they've made chalk games for the children to play. So if nobody's using the handball wall to play tennis or handball, the kids can then be down playing checkers or whatever games they've put in there, or use chalk and do whatever they want. Also, one of the things they mentioned at the board meeting, which are not in these notes, the steps, the park is now handicapped accessible from the York Avenue side, and it goes all the way up to the upper level. And I lost my thought. The steps going down to the lower level. Right now, they're just regular set of 6 or 8 steps that are going down. If any of you have been to Andrew Haswell Green, the new park on the Esplanade, and you've seen the steps with the planting, that's what they're going to do in that area, and will make it easier if people just want to sit there like they can at Andrew Haswell Green. They can use the steps, or they can use it as a sitting area, or have lunch, or whatever. It's totally different from the type of steps and the way we get to the lower part of the field from what's there now. I think this is going to be a huge improvement. The full board thought it was a big improvement and voted for it unanimously, and a letter was sent to the Parks Department saying we approved it. Does anyone?
I just want to say I think it's really impressive the way the Parks Department tried to fit in so many different uses and demands in such a small
Is someone
area.
speaking?
That was me.
No.
Judy,
Gary Kessler has his hand up.
Okay, now I've got my sound back. Sorry, go ahead, Gary. Would you mind repeating?
it was Felice talking.
Oh, or Felice, whoever.
I just said that I was impressed at how the Parks Department really tried so hard to fit in and accommodate so many different uses and demands in such a small area. But go ahead, Gary. Can we unmute Gary?
Oh, thank you very much. And yeah, the design I think is really impressive. How much they're kind of jamming in and satisfying really all the constituents. I had one quick question. There's still going to be an entrance on York Avenue.
Yes, there are
Okay,
going to
so
be
the
two entrances, one up near the Park House, and then going back towards 61st Street.
That was my only question.
Yeah,
Because right
where
now
it's
the entrance is that's going to be right near where cars are coming around that turn. And sometimes I have actually seen an accident right there. So my main concern would be that strollers are potentially being put at risk and young children if someone turns that corner really fast coming from the FDR and sort of why fix what's not broke and bring it back to where it is right now, because I think you're exposing any user, forget strollers, children,
okay. So
etc.
that entrance is still going to be there, and then there's going to be, see where it says on the left-hand side, accessible ramp.
Yes,
There's going to be an entrance there.
there will. Okay,
And there's going to be an entrance on 61st Street.
so there will be three entrances.
Right. And
Got it.
I kind of remember them telling us somewhere along that's York, the roadway where the 16-foot fence is. There's an entrance in there somewhere.
Okay,
Although it's
I would
they
just
haven't
flag that.
marked it on here, but I remember them saying at the meeting that there was going to be an entrance on that side as well.
Okay, I would just, I don't know if it's necessary to have that entrance on 61st and the FDR. Essentially, I've seen enough cars whip around, and like I said, I saw an actual car accident where someone lost control and hit into a ramp or a blockade when they were doing construction around the animal hospital. I just think it's risky if you start sort of directing people that way. If they see an entrance, it might just be safer to keep the two entrances that exist right now.
Okay.
So just so I understand, you're talking about on 61st Street, if we're looking at the screen, the one on the York Avenue side or the one on, I guess, what is the FDR side?
Yeah, I'm talking about the 61st on the upper right where it says new entrance.
Okay, got
And I
it.
can't tell now if it's kind
Yeah,
of, it's not in the
that's
right corner, but
that's the new entrance right there in
okay.
the center.
Okay. I mean, I just think there's a little bit more traffic right there, but if you guys, if the park and the committee is comfortable that it's not sort of exposing pedestrians there, I think there's more risk of cars coming fast off the FDR exit ramp.
Well, we can note that to the Parks Department. Are there any other comments or questions? Okay, great. I don't see anyone else.
Okay. So that's it for us on 24 Sycamores. I
I see Robert McLean.
Yeah,
So,
that's what I was just going to look for to see if Robert was here, if he has
yes.
anything to report.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, go ahead, Robert.
Okay.
Good evening.
Well, good evening to you. It's- okay, you caught me by surprise here. I was typing. Give me a second. Okay, all my news is good, but as far as the 24 Sycamores, I'm just an observer here. I don't have any information on that with the bathroom or anything, but all my news is good. Can you see I split my screen? Can you see what I put up?
No.
Can I share my screen with you guys?
Yes. Should have access. No, sorry about that. Try You should
Can
have
you,
access now.
can you see it now?
No.
No.
Is there something I'm doing wrong, or shall I just read it off? Or
Maybe share the other screen. Move it over.
I
If
got
you
two screens
two
up. I got this screen and I got another one here. I've done it before, but it's not.
It should give you, you should be having access to it. Let me see what's going on.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing that I always do here.
Try sharing it again if you can.
Got it? Oh, it's so small. Can you see it on the right-hand side?
No, no.
You have to press share. There should be a pop-up and then it's asking you to share as
Robert, can I suggest in the future, if you want to share screen, that you send the stuff to John before the meeting, whatever you want us to see? And then John can put it up. While Robert's working on that, there is one other comment that I want to take. We have this wonderful plan for 24 Sycamores Park. From the start of planning a park to the end of the park to when construction starts and finishes is usually a 3-year process. So we are not going to see any construction start here probably until the end of 27 and probably will not complete until the end of 28. So I just wanted to give people an update that this isn't something that's happening tomorrow.
Construction won't start until when? 27?
Probably the end of 27 through that year of 28. It should be finished by 28 if it keeps to the 3-year schedule. And oh, by the way, I did not mention about the restroom. The Parks Department will be redoing, connecting up the men's and ladies' room. And that will be done as part of the parks work when they start to redo the park. That's when the work will start and will be completed. And the Parks Department will be doing it. And they have the funding for it. They're funding it.
Excellent.
Okay.
Okay, Robert, who I don't see on this call anymore. I guess
lost
he's
connection.
Let's give him another minute. Maybe he'll get back on. Ah, there's Robert.
Okay, I don't know what went wrong. I don't know why I can't see the screen. Should I try again, or should I just read it off to you?
Just read it off.
Don't know what's going wrong. Okay, everything is, I'm reporting is good, but everything is about the East Midtown Greenway, yeah? So I started working on the Greenway with volunteers and gardeners and interns starting July 4th. Okay, as of today, we have weeded 200, and I'm so sorry, we have weeded 682 hours of volunteer help and have removed 264 garbage bags of weeds since July 4th. A very short time. Every garden bed has been weeded twice. The garden beds by the Great Stairs have been weeded 3 times. On Friday, October 24th, the Green Park gardeners brought in 15 volunteers for 2 hours and removed 7 bags of garbage. On Halloween, the gardeners brought in 8 volunteers, worked 2 hours, and removed 10 garbage bags of weeds. And November 7th, 18 green gardeners worked 2 hours and removed 18 garbage of weeds. And I have the interns on the 7th of November. They worked 4 hours and removed 5 bags of weeds. And November 5th, we had some gardeners coming out. They worked 4 hours and removed 30 bags of weeds. So I didn't anticipate this much work, but it seems to be a very popular place to work. And the Susan Blackwell and her friends have been very, very helpful. And there's a lady, and her name was, she's an English lady, and I just don't have it in front of me. But she fell in love with my 3 interns. Okay. These interns are Latinos. My first interns, well, I had 8 of them. They're from Africa. One lady didn't speak 1 word of English. One lady spoke about 20 words of English. And Didar was the guy from Bangladesh. He was my sergeant. He spoke about 50 words, but they worked out fine. They did 264 hours of volunteer work. And those kids took out 80 garbage bags of weeds. But this lady from England loves these 3 interns that I have. She just told me she's going to take them under her wing and show them what to do horticulturally. But these kids really, really work fine. So she just emailed me, what do these kids like to eat? And I just said anything sweet, candies, cookies, cakes, etc., pies. And then tomorrow I get up at 6. I get to the convenience store and I buy 2 bags of cookies, Partridge Farm cookies for the ladies, and 1 bag of cookies for the kids. And I don't eat any of that stuff. But we're doing really, really good. So I would anticipate we'll work through November. And then I talk to the school that have the interns. I'll work them through December if the kids can work through December, if the weather will allow. But we've really done a wonderful job. And we also have cut back all of the plants from 53rd, I think, to about 53rd to about 57th. The plants have been cut back and weeded. A very nice place. And so we're going out again tomorrow. So no bad news today.
I have a question for you. Your interns there, are they high schoolers, middle schoolers?
They are. They're from that night and day high school on, I think it's around 260th on 2nd Avenue, across the
So-
street from Stuyvesant. They
Okay.
are paid by the school.
Oh, they're paid. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was wondering if they get letters for community service. I know that high schoolers all have to perform a certain amount of community service before they graduate. And
Some high schools.
Okay.
When I started here, I started in 206, and in 208, I ran the Lower East Side, and I went next door to this middle school, and I lectured to 80 of these middle school kids. These are like 5th graders and 6th graders. And I said, because the counselor told me that these kids should have the 20 hours, right, before they, but not only before they graduated, but just before they finished that year. So I lectured to 80 of them, telling them what to do, because the parks is right next door. So I said, if you want to work every Saturday, we'll arrange to have things like mulching, weeding, something light. But the kids could do painting. It was in the summer, and they could do mulching, etc., something light. But they could handle the wheelbarrows. So out of the 80, 50 of them gave me 20 hours. So that was my introduction to parks. At that time, I had 1,000 hours of volunteer time from them. And now I have almost 40,000 volunteer hours in 20 years.
Well, that's terrific. So my question though to you was, these interns that you have now, do they need letters stating that they've done hours towards their graduation?
I told the administrators that I would write them a letter of recommendation for
Okay,
the
so
time they
you're
work.
going to do that.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
because
I-
otherwise I was going to say that we could get the Parks Committee for the Community Board could write. If you tell us who they are, we could write. But
Oh,
if
okay.
you're doing it, we will leave it up to you if you're doing it.
But I do want to tell you a story. In 2008, and I have 2 boys, and James was a sixth grader, and Luca was a ninth grader. And my grandfather, okay, I treat my kids like my grandfather taught me. He was an old-fashioned Norwegian farmer. So I got James and Luca to work their entire summer vacation. That's whatever, 6 or 7 weeks, 3 hours a day, 8 hours, 8 hours a day, 3 times a week. And they did that for 3 years. And when they started, they ran to the mother and said, Daddy is torturing me, both of them. But now they still speak to me. Now they wrote a book that I will send you. It was called Greening the Lower East Side. They wrote a book. They did 5 parks in the Lower East Side. And each one of them took that book that they published, and I have, to their interviews. Both of them were hired on the spot. Luke is a horticulturalist at the High Line, and James makes more money than me for an IT.
Oh,
Okay.
that's terrific.
Yeah, okay. Luca was a boy that always listened to me. James was a boy that never listened to me. And I was trying to tell him one day, James, you should save your money and do it this way. And he goes, Dad, this is my life, not yours, and I want more. And I said, I'll tell you what, I'll give you more. I'll give you the $85,000 I borrowed to put you to school. And he's the same today, same kid.
Well, that's terrific. You did a good job with the boys, and it sounds like you're doing a great job with the volunteers and the interns that you have, certainly at the East Midtown Greenway. So we thank you very much for all that you're doing.
I have a good time with those kids. Really a nice time.
Good, good.
I don't see Sheena. Do we have
Oh.
a report from Sheena? Are you giving Sheena's report?
Sheena couldn't make it. She couldn't make it.
Okay. Do we have anyone, any old business, new business, anything anybody wants to bring up?
See someone EW.
EW's iPhone.
1 second.
Oh, hi, Elaine.
Hi, how are you? I just wanted to, I want to thank Robert for all his great work, and I think 24 Sycamore looks great. It's so great, as you said, how they really incorporated everyone's sort of wish list, which is a very difficult task to complete. So kudos to the Parks Department. I just wanted to bring up, because we're coming to the end of the year, and I know that Color Shirts is supposed to have that big renovation on the multi-purpose play area for the basketball courts, the pickleball courts, and then the area in between. So we at the pickleball community was wondering, since we seem to more or less have a dedicated pickleball area, and I mean, there are people playing, in 99-degree weather, in the snow, in the rain, in the at all times. It's a very highly used pickleball area, and we were hoping that we might get an upgraded surface, because I know when they dig it up, because what happens is they've done these sort of fixes to it, but the cracks that pre-exist keep popping up, and the court keeps peeling after a couple months. So I think, for upkeep and I think longevity, we were hoping to get a better surface for that area. Something that might be a real pickleball service or closer to it.
Elaine, I spoke to Steve Simon about that today.
Oh, great.
And they're working on it, and they hope to come to us. I don't know if it's March or April.
Right.
We have a lot of things on our agenda starting January. So we'll put that in as soon as they're ready. We may have a couple of months with long agendas, but they're working on it now, and sometime in the spring they'll be coming back to us with that.
Okay, that's great. I just wanted to make sure,
they haven't forgotten.
Yes, and I wanted to make sure it was sort of on their plate when they got around to it, so that when they're, thinking about what they're going to do and how they're going to allocate the money and all that kind of thing. So Okay, terrific. Thank you. That's great. I'm very happy to hear that. Thank you, Judy.
Okay. Anybody else with any other issues or
Bradley.
questions? Or Brad, it's so good to see you. Better than the tree.
I was eating a little bit of dinner,
Yes, I
so I
saw it.
became a tree, but I heard pickleball and I knew I had to go back on. But I just wanted to piggyback off Elaine's point because, one, the Parks Department is doing great stuff, so we really appreciate you. And two, in Carl's it's sometimes it's really a safety issue when the like pieces of the chipped court, kind of start coming off, and then like some people can maybe slip on it or that kind of thing. So I just wanted to mention that, we really look forward to that resurfacing and, the upgrades in the park and that kind of thing. And I just wanted to mention that. So, I hope we can get that done in the springtime.
Okay, Robert, maybe you can take that back to Steve since
I
you were
will. I
there.
will.
Okay.
But I'm so sorry. But what is Elaine's last name? I was just typing it when she disappeared.
Reitman.
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 Reitman?
Yeah,
Yes.
Wrightman.
Thank you.
Okay, does anyone else have anything they'd like to bring up? I'm not sure that I see everyone, John. If there's
No
a hand
hands up.
raised, can you tell me?
No other hands are up.
Okay, well, thank everybody. Thank you all for coming, and have a good holidays and a happy new year to everybody. And we look forward to seeing, I
I
see
think-
Wormer. We look forward to seeing everybody in January on the Rupert Park. Irma, you had something you wanted to say. Irma, you're muted.
I just wanted to say happy holidays to everybody.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Irma.
Yeah.
Oh, and Mary has her hand up.
Hi. Yeah, I'm just curious, what's the Rupert Park agenda item in January?
No, not in January. Oh, Rupert Park. Yes, the whole redoing of Rupert Park, Mary.
Oh, awesome.
Okay.
All right, we'll make sure to be there. I'm from the Upper East Side Dog Collective, so
Good. Okay, please tell all your people to come,
yes.
and we'll have a flyer printed up, and we'll send it to you, and maybe you'll be able to post it in the park for us.
Yeah, absolutely. We
Okay.
could do that.
And I think everybody's looking forward to Rupert.
Yeah.
Great news. Thank you.
All right, seeing no other questions, we have a motion to adjourn.
Okay, Brad. Okay. Well, we look forward to seeing all of you in January. Have a good holidays all.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Good night, Miles.